All right, guys. So I want to speak with you. Hello, by the way. This episode is brought to you by Leverage Hacker News. You can get there by going to leveragehacker.com/newsletter. So I want to speak to you about several things. I was thinking about it before I started recording here, and I was thinking this could be like a good stew if you have like all kinds of ingredients and you kind of put them in. I'm not sure yet, but there's a couple things on my mind. But really, I guess the core thing is being able to provide value to you in the regard of testing, having somebody else kind of test things out, because that's a huge thing. It's huge. After all my experience in the entrepreneurial world, digital marketing, everything you could imagine, it's huge to know that you can trust somebody, and or somebody has, kind of has your back, at least in the aspect that they're going to share things with you that they've already tried and that have actually worked for them, not just selling you something because it's going to make them some money. So that's a huge deal. And I've learned a lot of this from a marketing friend, Adrian Brambila, who is, just one of the most sincere people that I've met. And when I deal with Adrian, I know that he's going to shoot straight with me and that he's actually going to provide, and he, that's his choice. That's the way he set it up. He's literally in his Brambila method, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 now, which I'm very excited to be able to, I'll be sharing some more with you about that very soon. It's things that he's already done, things that he's already tried. He's really big in the affiliate marketing area, but I am doing the same thing. And so that's what this episode is about. One is about ads, things that you see. Like if you're even starting to research possibly extra income or anything like that, maybe you already have been for a while, but you'll start seeing ads and they'll go something like this. I just saw one, and it'll go something like, I uploaded this one mug to this storefront, and it's 7 days ago and it's already made me $682. And I have thousands of these. Okay. Although all those things might be true, there are so many variables left out. Meaning, because the ad basically just said, okay, all you have to do, if you know something's selling over here on this one platform, all you have to do is just make yourself a design and put it over here on this other platform. It's a print-on-demand thing. And, because there's only so much shared, and listen, I get it. I've been in marketing and sales for a very long time. You can only share so much in an ad, but when you say, because she even went one step further, it's maybe $682. If you multiply that times, and then she went down the path of, if you multiply that times 52 weeks in a year, you get 35 grand, yada yada, which is all fine and good. Here's what we don't know. Was that $682 all profit? Or was that $682 what's called gross revenue? Which in this case, if she was selling a coffee mug for $15, it would be 45 of them, around approximately 45 would be $682. The issue is that the profit margin on that is probably closer to 30% of the actual dollar amount. So 68 times 3, so 7 times, around $200, right? It's quite a bit different. Now, does it mean that someone shouldn't investigate it? No, but you just understand that there are things, there are things that are left out, and every marketer gets to choose what those things are going to be. So that's why, so that's what I'm doing, okay? So that's something that kind of triggered me. And then another thing that I heard this morning from another gentleman, Alex Ramosi, said something about, progress is like same circumstances. You might be in the same circumstances, but you do different things. That's the gist of it. And that really hit with me because this marketplace that this person was talking about, I've actually had experience in. Again, it's a print on demand thing with some coffee mugs, and I'm not going to get into all the details, but just know this: I'm testing it. I'm testing it for you. That's the way I look at things now. I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm testing it for you in a way that I basically took what she said and what I think is a missing ingredient from what I did before. Again, this would be different actions, not doing the same thing again. It's different actions because the part that I wasn't taking advantage of prior, because I didn't really have that long-term longevity thinking at the time, is that if I actually did enough research in the front end to know which products potentially have a good shot at getting some sales on a different platform, by basically, because they're already selling well on one platform, in theory they should sell well on another. So that's the piece that I didn't have in place before. So I'm trying it and I'm testing it, and I can assure you I will let you know the details, because that's what my goal is now. Very excited. The whole Leverage Hacker brand is basically finding the leverage. Where's the leverage? And then being able to, share that with you. This video is also my audio, so excuse me while I take a drink. So that's a thing, because here, and I want to tell you the psychology behind that, why I would even waste my time. First of all, it didn't take me a lot of times, a few hours. It didn't take me a lot of time, but the idea is with something like that. Let's say print on demand. Let's say there's a marketplace, okay, and that marketplace has built-in traffic, so people are shopping on that marketplace. If everything is set up in such a way where you could somehow benefit from putting content on that marketplace, then it's worth it, because once you put the content on there, you did the work once. You don't have to do it again, and that's leverage. It's the same thing as publishing books. The other thing I'm working on that I will definitely let you know is book publishing. Again, and I think I even mentioned that in a previous episode, it's because I've already published a couple books, and at this point, AI is able to do things that it wasn't even able to do a few months ago, quite frankly. So I'm excited about that. I will continue to share more, but just when you're watching ads, because you should watch the ads, right? When you're watching ads, you just want to pay attention, because again, some of the things that could have been left out. Let's go back to the ad. How many actual, how much? What's the percentage of profit on that? Is that all profit, or is that gross sales? The next thing is to consider is, what else? Does that person, if she has thousands of those, then that means she already has a presence on that platform, more than likely, and a store, and a storefront, and actual customers. So if you have actual customers and even maybe a email list, you're in a completely different position. So to assume that you're going to be able to start something and make $682 in 7 days on one design or one mug, let's say, it could happen, but there's a lot of other factors involved that might be helping that revenue get generated, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not being negative Nancy here. I'm actually providing you value, because that's the thing that happens. I love courses. I've spent lots of money to pay somebody that I was already doing what I wanted to do. Makes sense. But when you pay somebody and then you realize that there's all this other money, I'm going to have to spend $2,000 a month on advertising in order to make this thing work that you talked about. And that's the part you left out before I spent $1,000 on the course. It is what it is. So I'm excited to work with Adrian, not with him. I'm not his partner. I'm excited to be able to share some of the things he shares, and I'm doing some of them. The other one is another side hustle that I'm doing with Amazon that actually is very simple, and you can find out all about that when you subscribe to my newsletter at leveragehacker.com/newsletter. All right, that's it for this episode. Peace out. I will be in touch and give you some details and some juicy results